Hi guys, welcome back. This feels odd. I'm back sitting down in front of my futon again. I've not done this in ages, it feels like. I've still got, again, this cold, I swear it's been around for like a month, so if I still sound really nasally, that's why. It's frustrating for me as well, so especially when I'm editing, sitting there like I sound so annoying. So I hope it's not too annoying for you. So today I'm doing the my first time tag because I was thinking about lots of different video ideas, and this was one that I've wanted to do for quite a while, and the TMI tag went down so well that I thought I'd do another tag video because it's got fun stories in it. Let's go for it. So I've written down my first here. I've got about 10-ish. I'm going to start with my first job because it's the first one on the list. The first thing I did where I actually received money, I used to do the line, which at football. So basically it was for my brother's football team, but I used to run up and down the sides, and I used to get all the parents gave in £1 for the lines people. Me and my other friend did it, and we used to just, yeah. We didn't just run up and down for no reason. You stay with the last defender and you do the different things with the flag for different rules. I did know what I was doing then. Now, if you tried to make me do it again, I'd have no idea what I was doing because I can't remember most of the rules. But yeah, so that was the first thing where I actually got money, and I used to save it up. I used to get about £7 a game. So I used to save up my money and then go and see shows at this place called The Shed in town with my friends, because it was £5 to see local bands, and a lot of the bands at the time were people that I knew, so they were friends in bands and used to go and see them. So that's what I used to use my money for. But my first proper job I'm still at now. I've been there for 4 years, and it's at my local pharmacy, which is where my mum works. I've worked there for absolutely ages, and it was really sad because I went to work the other day and wrote my last day on the calendar because obviously I'm going now to drama school. It's just a bit sad really, a bit emotional, but yeah, because I've been there for so long, I don't know, you get used to everyone there and everyone's so lovely, and we just all kind of have a laugh and stuff, and my boss is a bit mental and we all just joke around with him, and yeah, so it's going to be a bit sad leaving there, but it'll be good. It's a good thing. So yeah, that's my first job, and I'm still there because they can't get rid of me. First boyfriend. This was the first boyfriend that I can remember. So I'm pretty sure I had a boyfriend in primary school, but I don't remember them. I think I did, but I don't really know. So this is the first one that I'm 100% sure I called my boyfriend basically, and this was in year 7, so I think I was about 12-ish, around 12, and I won't say names because that's just weird, but it was a weird one. It's a bit of an odd, I wouldn't call it a relationship. It was just the first person I called my boyfriend to my friends really. I can't remember how long we were together. It wasn't very long. Ages ago when I was younger, there used to be a show called TMI. And I'll try, if I can get a photo, I'll insert it and put it in, because there's a photo of me, my cousin, my best friend at the time, and my boyfriend at the time, I don't know, and basically I applied for it, and they ended up calling me up and had to answer all these questions, sitting down the phone to them, and then they came to my house and filmed and stuff, and it was with Sam, Mark and Caroline, and our celebrity guest was Richard Fleischman, and I took him on there and everything, and he still would not give me a hug. I just think that's pretty rude, to be honest. Take you on TV, you win all these prizes, you don't even give me a hug. Not happy about it. Okay, so moving on, because we're in this kind of theme, I guess. My first kiss. Now this was the year after. I was in year 8, different boy. Oh my, I was about 13, but it was the most awkward thing ever. I was okay. I was with my friends at the lunch table and I was like, okay, I think me and so-and-so were ready to have a first kiss, and they were like, oh, this was a massive thing back then, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and they were like, have you got mints? I was like, yes. I always carry mints with me anyway because I'm scared of having bad breath, so I've constantly got mints with me. It's been a habit of mine. But I had a pack of Polos and I ate the whole pack of Polos. I don't know what I thought was gonna happen, but I had a whole pack of Polos, and he was playing football at the time, but he was standing watching his friends. He wasn't playing. I went over and I was like, hi, how are you? And we were just talking, and then I kind of went in to go closer to his face, and he turned and headbutted me. He headbutted me. He just went like that, and it was quite painful, and it kind of hit my nose as well. And you know when things hit your nose, your eyes water, and it's just all the pain. And then like he kissed me on the forehead, and then he kissed me, and it was just a peck. So this was my first just kiss on the lips, like, and then it was over, like. But yeah, it was just very awkward, and then I just like laughed and ran away. Oh, I just couldn't deal. I just couldn't deal, and then I think we broke up a few days after that. So obviously it didn't go down very well. First date. Now, I don't think I had ever, I've never really dated. I've never dated, ever. It's not been a thing. So I've only ever been on one date in my whole life. The first, more important, like actual proper boyfriend that I had, we planned to go on a date, and then we ended up just getting to know each other so well and liking each other so much that we started going out before we even went on a date. So it's always kind of worked out like that. I've never actually been on a proper date before, and other than this one time. And I basically went to this like workshop, and my teacher signed me up for it, but didn't realise that she signed me up for it in there all the year below me. Somehow this passed. It was at a university, De Montfort, in Leicester, and we did this whole like workshop there, all this acting workshop and stuff, and I met this guy who was, I think he was like part Irish or something, and he played instruments. And at the time I liked people that played instruments, had quite long hair, and if something to do with them was Irish, that was it for me. I think I was 14, 15, I was 15, and I was just I was like, wow, I think this guy's great. And so we kind of kept in touch after the whole workshop thing had ended. It was like I think it was about a week long. It was quite a long time. I think it was during half term or something. And we kept in touch and we texted and stuff like that. And basically he decided to ask me out on a date, and obviously I, at the time, thought he was lovely and went on a date with him. I don't think he's not lovely. He wasn't nice, but it was a friggin' awkward day, I'm sure he would agree. And so we went to go and see the first Hunger Games. I had no idea about this series. I didn't know. I just thought the trailer looked cool, so I went. And I bumped into my friends while I was there. They were all outside New Look, so I introduced him, and they were all like, yeah. I went on this date, and we went and watched it, and it was nice. We sat there and we held hands and stuff, and then we were just walking through town, and he just kissed me. And I don't understand how it's happening, because we're walking side by side holding hands, and then all of a sudden, needless to say, there wasn't a second date. Oh no, actually we did. We arranged to meet up a second time, and he introduced me to all of his family. I don't mean just like mum, dad, sisters. I mean like grandma, granddad, mum, dad, sisters, brothers, cousins. And I was like, this has been really great, but I'm gonna go. And that was the end of that. Okay, now I've got on to first love. This started when I was 16. So this was like the person that I said, we planned to go on a date, but then we ended up, he ended up asking me out beforehand. We were together for about 3 years, so yeah. I wouldn't take it back. It was lovely, it was a good time, and I've got lots of fond memories of it. I've had a first love, that was my first love. There we go. I don't know what else to say, I really don't know what else to say on that. Moving on to first album. Now, this doesn't make any sense to me. I just never really bought albums. I think I got bought albums for like birthdays and Christmases, so obviously I would have had Steps and all those different things. I would have had lots of like Hilary Duff, and I probably got bought them all, but the first one I remember buying was Pharrell Williams, In My Mind, which is a bit of an odd choice, I would say. And my mum didn't realise, but it said parental advisory on the front. So my mum ended up actually taking it away from me for quite a while and then giving it me back because it had so many swear words in it. But it had this one song on it, I can't remember what it's called now, but it was with who featured Gwen Stefani, and at that point I was obsessed with Gwen Stefani, so was my mum. So she had all the albums, and then I bought this so I could listen literally to that one song, and I used to listen to it all the time. But I just think it's an odd choice of first album. And then I remember Pharrell Williams coming back with Happy, and I remember like, oh my god, have you heard this guy? Have you heard this guy, Pharrell Williams? And I was like, hold on a minute. My first album was his album, and no one ever believed me. Okay, so that leads on to my first concert, and my first concert was to go and see Hilary Duff. Because I was obsessed with Lizzie McGuire and stuff like that, and me and my cousin went together, Izzy, and at the time when we booked them, I don't think she'd broken her leg, but when it got closer to the concert, she had broken her leg. So we then said that because of her broken leg, she couldn't even use crutches and she had to be in a wheelchair. None of this is true, she had crutches, but for the concert we said she had to have a wheelchair. So we put her in a wheelchair and we got much better seats than we already bought. So, yep. I hope no one now tries to come after me and is like, how dare you? You didn't pay for those wheelchair tickets. But yeah, she basically, we had wheelchair access. And I remember before we went into it, there was this guy and he was moaning about the fact that he had to go and deliver something to Hilary Duff. And me and my cousin were just sitting there like, we will do it. And they just laughed and ignored us. But they totally should have let us do it because we loved Hilary Duff. And I remember watching her and thinking she would look so small, and her feet were always like this. They were always pointing, like, she was like pin-toed, I think that's what people call it. But I remember her looking so small and her walking around like that, and I think she had brown hair at the time, but I've still got the programme because memories, you know. But yeah, it was a very good concert actually. I'm not embarrassed to say it's my first concert, because I feel like sometimes people are embarrassed to say their first concert, but I'm not. I'm proud. I'm a proud Hilary Duff fan, and I don't care who knows it. Okay, so we're gonna go move on to the first gadget I had. Now, the first gadget I remember having was my dad's old phone. It was about this big, which nowadays doesn't really seem that big, but at the time, I think the trend was like having really small phones. And my dad's phone was quite big, and I think it was a Nokia, because everyone had Nokia back then. And I only got given it didn't have a SIM card in or anything like that. It was literally just so I could play Snake. And I really missed that game, and I was very good at it. But that's the first gadget I remember having. After that, I remember having a Sega with my dad that I think my brother broke by putting the game in the wrong way or something. I can't remember, but somehow it broke, and that was quite sad. But I used to love Sega. That's the only time in my life that I've wanted to like game. Now I'm not really that bothered, but like by PS3s and 4s and Xboxes, I'm not really that bothered about gaming, but I used to be well into it when I had Sega, because Sega was the one. My first pet. Now, the first pet we had as a family was a Siamese cat called Jack, and he was beautiful. He was absolutely gorgeous, and he lived for a really long time. Like, he was a real proper part of the family. Like, my parents got him before I was born, so we like grew up with him, me and my brother. So yeah, that was like our first family pet. But my first pet that I actually owned was a rabbit, and she was gorgeous, and I named her Catherine. Which makes no sense. I don't understand. I don't think most girls would think, oh, you know what, I've got a rabbit and I'm going to call her Catherine. But I did, because I'm abnormal. I'm a weird child. That was all of my firsts that I could think of. If there's anything else, any questions or something you want me to answer, let me know, and I can always do like an AQA. And if there's any video ideas, let me know, just comment them down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the weird and random stories. Believe me, I've got more. So if you ever want a story video about embarrassing times with me, you could be here till next week. Literally, I could be going for a week, because I just constantly injure myself and fall over and stuff like that. So yeah, so let me know if you want to see any more videos like this, or stories or something like that. Just comment them down below and give me a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe for more, and I shall see you next week with another fabulous video, I'm sure. Okay, love you lots guys, hope you have a really nice day. Bye! Oh my god. The straw has broken. No wonder this was £3.